Okay, so since last time I've updated my design for the motor mount. This motor mount had two issues. Obviously everything fits, which is nice, since it's my first time doing this. But the primary issue was fitting. I don't want to do the big reveal too early. Okay, so the primary issue was that basically this is the main body. The battery and the Arduino device fit right over here, and I was going to do all the electronics, and this would be the chassis for that. But this motor mount here, even though it fit onto this device like so, and I had two of them previously, so they kind of fit like this, the propeller would kind of draw air into that into that duct over there. The issue was that basically this clamp was meant to be slightly flexible, but they actually broke. Because there just wasn't enough cross-sectional area. And I didn't really do any SolidWorks analysis or anything like that, so I just kind of designed it as a first try and saw how it went. The second issue was that these wires need to get from the other side of the, need to get from inside of the duct to outside, and I had no way of, basically when these clamps got on, they could only go, up and out, which is impossible because I have a propeller right there, or I'd have to drill a hole into the manifold so they could kind of go down in. I'd have to drill a hole somewhere there, which is difficult for a 3D printed device, I assume. And of course the other issue was just that these propellers were far too wide. It's hard to tell from this through the plastic, but the propellers are far too wide. They kind of hit the edges of the motor mount, and I thought that I added enough clearance, but I clearly didn't. So I came up with a new, better design where I'm going to, and I'm printing the second one of it now. I have a first print. So this is the second design. So the difference here is that it's kind of like this. So you can see that the clamps are sort of simpler and a lot thicker. They also have a lot more. They're wider too, so I think that kind of reduced the likelihood of it cracking. And I've also added some holes here to reduce material. I mean, it's not like I optimized or anything, but to reduce material and to give it some flexure in a thicker part of the clamp. There's also a hole here for the wires to go through, right there. And the propeller easily, I haven't mounted any motor in there, but the propeller easily has enough room. So I've widened the propeller section, or the propeller section. So it's no longer just a cylinder like it was here, but it kind of, it widens out, sort of you can kind of see here, it widens out toward the end, whereas this is just a straight up cylinder. And it's been successful so far. So what I do is, it looks good too, I think. So basically just give me a sec. Oopsie-daisy. Clamps on and off, so it clamps fairly easily. These hold onto this this little, this little ridge that I designed into the motor mount. They clamp on lightly, so I actually don't know if that will be enough given the potential thrust that this thing will generate. Clamps on fairly lightly. I may have to glue it, but that's another day. The propeller will definitely fit in here, and there's a hole. The hole is difficult to see here, but it is there. And essentially, when I need to, it's difficult to. Okay, well, my point is that this hole here is wide enough for these wires to get through, so it'll be fully functional.